Hey guys, welcome to another video. I really appreciate you joining me today. Today I'm going to do another which shoe for you video between the Ultra Escalante 3 and the Ultra Rivera 3. They're both Ultra shoes, so they have some things in common. All Ultra shoes are known for the toe box shape to them, where they're have a narrower midfoot and a wide toe box to allow your feet to splay. They're also known for zero drop or balance cushioning, as Ultra now calls it, where the heel has the same stack height as the forefoot, which keeps your foot fairly flat. I think that's a more natural way to run, but it does take some getting used to, for sure, if you're used to using shoes with a heel. So yeah, if you haven't had a problem, I wouldn't switch, but if you've had some injury problems, it may be worth considering. But anyway, these two shoes have some definite similarities. The Ultra Escalante has been out a lot longer. The Rivera is on its third version. Even though the Ultra Escalante says version 3, it's been out a lot longer because the versions were going up by half amount. So it's probably been around, this is probably the 6th version or something. Some of the differences. Another one of the things that's very similar about these two shoes is they both use their Ego foam, which was their first nitrogen infused bouncy foam that Ultra developed. The stack height is a little different though. The Escalante has a 24 millimeter stack height. The Rivera 3 has a 28 millimeter stack height, so it uses the same Ego foam, but it has more of it. They both have pretty comfortable, cushy tongues. The tongue's a little bit thinner on the Escalante than the Escalante, but they're still both very comfortable. They both use mesh upper. The mesh is a little bit thicker on the Escalante. It's a little thinner on the Rivera. The Rivera has a multi-layer mesh, but they both actually breathe very well. With that said, there are definitely some differences. The Ultra Escalante 3 has like I said, a 24 millimeter stack height, which is keeps you fairly low to the ground. But with the Ego midsole, it has some pretty good bounce. I find these very comfortable for daily runs, shorter runs, and I really like the wide toe box. They have the Ultra Standard fit, which is kind of their medium width. They also have an original fit, which is wider, but this is their original fit, and it's, as far as even standard fits, it's probably a little bit on the wider end. These I find extremely comfortable and stable for gym work, wearing around casually, and they still work great on the roads. I would run in these probably up to 10 to a half marathon. I just prefer a little bit more cushion beyond that, but you could run a lot further in these if you wanted to, or if you're more accustomed to not having quite so much cushion. On the other hand, the Riveras, these have 28 millimeters of that good still Ego bouncy foam. I find them a little bit better for long runs because of the extra cushion. I also find that with more Ego midsole, that bouncy Ego, there's more of it. I find it a little bit faster feeling shoe for speed work type sessions. But with the 28 millimeters of stack height, you're not quite as low to the ground, so it's probably not as good for foot strengthening. And I personally don't prefer this. It has the slim fit to their toe box. You'll notice it's a lot narrower than the Escalante is a lot wider than the Riveras. So for all day comfort or wearing around a lot, or if your foot is wide, I definitely would prefer the Escalante to the Rivera. But if all things equal, if your foot works in both of them, the Rivera feels like a little bit faster shoe and a little more cushion for long runs. They both have good laces. The laces on the Riveras are probably a little bit slicker feeling, but they both seem to tie and work well. They both have, you'll see the heel collar on the Rivera is a little bit more of a V shape, whereas it's more of a U shape on the Escalante. But I've had no trouble with lockdown in either shoe. I find them both pretty comfortable. Again, I prefer the wider toe box of the Escalante, but I do like the extra cushion in the Rivera. So it just depends on your use case. As far as durability goes, my Escalantes, I'm up to 360 miles. They're still holding up really well. These Riveras, I've only got 60 something miles, but I'm hoping for a similar sort of longevity. I'm expecting to get 400 plus in the Escalantes. I'm hoping for the same thing in the Riveras. But both very good shoes. It just depends on your use case and what you're looking for. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video comparison. If you like the video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, hitting the like button. If you're interested in more of my content or a long-term review eventually that I'll do on the Rivera 3s, please consider subscribing to my channel. I also talk about my running and what I'm doing, and I do some other product reviews. But anyway, I hope you're having a great week. Your running is going well, and keep moving.